get into the meat of it, which is adding a song. So our songs are kept up here. You can look through our song library here. But at the moment we're building up our library to actually include our license data. So in the past we would have just brought in a song, but because we're now streaming, we actually like to have our license data with it. A quick way, if you look down through here, you will know that it's got license data already with it, because it'll probably have an M, which means we've used it quite recently, and I'll show you what that license data looks like. So on this background, this one actually doesn't have any license data because there is no name in the front of it. But if I go to Youth last week sang Living Hope, and you can actually see it's small there. I'll make it bigger. If you ever want to see just one screen you're using in particular, you can go in here. So I'll select the center screen, and so here you can see our CCLI license for the song. So if you go into our song library just here and you're looking for a song and you find one that doesn't show anything here, so that one does. Okay, that's a really old song. So there you go, it doesn't show it. So what we would do now is actually go to our search, and we would click on this symbol here, represents our library, and this actually is song select. So if I type in Agnes Darling, it will give me all the options. I'm going to assume it's the Michael W. Smith version. So I'm going to import that. And you want to make sure it's importing into the correct place. So whether it's the library should always be songs if you're importing a song, and you want to import it to whatever event you're bringing it into. So we're just going to bring it into Sunday. So a lot of the times, if there's a version with the same name in it before, it'll ask you to write over, bring in a new version, or use existing. If it's a song you know for sure we've sang recently, just use the existing because it'll probably have the CCLI license in it. We're in a process of trying to remove all of the non-licensed versions. So in this case, I'm just going to write over because I don't need that old version. So when a song first comes in, it's going to come in the original format that the writer wrote it. The first step you want to take is bring in a background. So whatever background you're going to use for your event, or you can use whatever one for just a song. So I'm just going to select this one. You really have to hold down for a bit on these to actually get them to move, and you can just drag it at the front. So I'm going to just go back here to our multi-view so you can see what's happening on all the screens. I'm just going to, just for the sake of it, pretend we're on events, so this is still on the background. As you can see, nothing has changed on our main screens. And what I'm going to do now is show you what happens if I go back to our welcome slide, go back to the song. You can see you've ended up with the wrong. So basically this is what the worship team on stage would be seeing on the stage display screen. So as you can see, that's pretty hard for them to read. So to combat that, we've created a macro called songs, and this has a look, it has what it wants to look like on stage display, and it has the destinations. So what you simply have to do is drag this on here, and now when I reselect it, it's automatically changed the slide here. So at the moment we're using this 2 lines theme for our lyrics on screen. If you don't want to use that, that's perfectly okay. What you have to do though is go into the look and actually change it. So the way we do that is you go to screens, edit look, and in here you have all the different type of looks. And basically a look is literally deciding what you're sending to what screen and what format you want it to go to those screens. So Sunday Songs is basically our song. So as you can see here, the announcements is just sent to the entrance in the lobby. We send our props, our messages, and our presentation and our slide content to these screens. And in here we have the theme. So you can go in here and select whatever theme you want for your song. So if you want to change it, you can. What I would ask you to do is always turn it back, please, to whichever one we're using on Sunday. So we're using the St. Mark's theme on a Sunday, so it's very easy to remember. You can put the St. Mark's theme on this one back on. But let's say, just for the sake of it, I wanted to put a slightly different one on the side screen. I could go in here and, okay, this is a bit random, but I'm going to put that on the side screen. So if I come back in here now, you can see the side screen now have this really weird one. But it's a great way if you want to like change up what people are actually seeing. That's the way you can go about doing it. So I'm just going to go back in here and change this back to St. Mark's theme. If you want to create your own themes, go in here and you go into the theme editor, and you're best to do it in Sunday. And if there's something, a size you like, just duplicate it and then create it, and you can add it back into your look. So what's really important, I'm just going to clear all of these for a minute, is if you go from a song or from a welcome slide back into a song, but you forget to click on that, the problem is, especially if you're on a Sunday, you're going to be sending this graphic in the middle of the screen to the online stream. So basically there's going to be graphics on top of everybody. So that's why this first slide background is really important to select when you're doing a song, because it's what triggers all the changes for a song. So once you've got your song in, let's say for instance on a Sunday, this slide, the song you brought in, maybe it's an old one or it's really long, and because it's a really long line, it actually ends up on 3 lines. So I'm just going to randomly type in a load of B's in here, so it forces it onto a 3rd line. So you will see the problem is that if I go here and I go to our online view, I might have actually got them all in, so that's not all of the B's are actually there. There's actually a line of them missing, and so what you have to do then is actually split the slide up, and the way you do that is, the quick way is use reflow. So reflow is really handy in that if I select here and I hold down Option and I hit Enter, it automatically breaks up the slide. So maybe you just want to show one line of lyrics on a slide, you can just go into the slide and just quite easily press Option and then press Return to split that slide up. If you want to combine a slide back together, just hold down Option and hit Delete and it brings it back together. So it's a really quick way of moving all of your text around on a slide. So I'm just going to go back in here and delete this. So that's how you can move text around on the slide. The other thing then is to change up the arrangement. Maybe, okay, this song only has verse and chorus, so I'm just going to select one that has a bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to drag a song in. So this song already has the CCLI, so I'm just going to drag it back into our Sunday list for show. So this is the arrangement as it came, but one rule is that you never change the original arrangement, because then you're basically putting the next person to come along and try and use that song in a hole. So what you do is you select the arrangement tab up here, you go in, and in this case we have a Sunday arrangement, but let's say that Sunday arrangement wasn't there. We just go New Arrangement, call it, okay, Apex. Actually we prefer only one if there's a Sunday, but then what you can do is this new arrangement, I can say, okay, let's just delete all these parts, and let's say for example the worship leader wants to sing worship verse 1 twice, they want to sing a chorus, they want to sing the chorus again, they want to go verse 2. You can quite easily build the structure of your song. So for people who are serving on Sunday, the worship leader should always have the arrangement already loaded in Planning Center. So if you are in on a Sunday, the first place you want to go to look to bring in a song is actually Planning Center. So we'll bring in one from last week. So Planning Center is already loaded, so you just go to it. Go to the Sunday, we'll have to go in and go backwards. So this is last Sunday, so you can see We Will Praise You. Hannah put in she's leading, and then she put in how she's going to sing the song. If you're wondering, sometimes when you search for a song, there could be 10 versions. What you can do is go into Files, and if you go down here to Praise You, you can actually look at a preview, and you can see that it was sung by Matt Redman and Brandon Lake. So if I go in to search, and I go so I'm going to say it's that one. So I can just import it there. So that's how you know you'll always bring in the correct song, and this is how you arrange the song for the worship leader. So that's simply how songs work and importing them.